Okay, let's talk about limit break. So, limit break, yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. We're about to talk about limit break. Been so long since I've done a guide. Okay, what's limit break? Limit break is code nexus. You will no longer find your Abyss PNA here. You will now find it here where it says Code Nexus. There'll be two tabs. There'll be the Abyss tab where you can find your best stuff. I know everything's maxed out. And then there'll be Limit Break. So, points. Okay. Here is the Limit Break. Here is the Limit Break NPC. I know it's her and Windbreaker because why not? Anyways, Limit Break Rush is a boss rush. You are advised to do it in a party. As you can see, it says 4 players only. The bosses are very tanky, so if you're gonna do this alone, please be very geared and very skilled when playing your character. Otherwise, your ass gonna be in there for about 40 minutes per run. So you go in a dungeon. Let me see if I can use a place. Okay, perfect. Hold up. 9 plus 45, 54. I believe, yeah, 54. 54. Okay, I need to type that. Yeah. So what does limit break do? This is Ashi's task. Yes, every character on your account is going to have these tasks. For example, I'ma hop on. Yes, I named my Seha after my husband. But I'ma hop on my Seha. My Seha before this update drop was 100 mil. So right now he's 45 mil. Why? Because of these stats. Yeah. This applies to all of your characters on your account. That's what his that's what his yeah, with all this outdated really. With all this outdated really, all my characters that are not my bias have this year, by the way. But with these gear and all that stuff, he went from 100 mil to 156 mil. That's how powerful that limit break is. But since my buys were already geared, they jumped up over 100 mil. So back to my main. Yes, I have every character. I have every character formation, Trist included. But anyways, that's what limit break does. Limit break makes your characters even stronger, and it will especially help you. It will especially help you if you're new. So that's out the way. Another thing, the bosses. Facade, facade. Hold on, y'all. Brain kind of went there a little bit. Okay, so untouchable. What's that? I'm forgetting when Bill comes. I'm forgetting when Bill comes. Anyways, I think that's it for the most part. But yeah, those are the bosses. Those are all the bosses in if y'all want to do research and look up mechanics, those are the following boss. Those are the current bosses. But with that, that's pretty much all for Limit Break. And I'll see y'all in the next. I'll see y'all in the next one. Oh, by the way, before I go, you're probably asking, okay, but when do we do Limit Break? When you get around, or if you want to get into my party, because I don't care if you're 300 whatever, or if you're 240. If you're 240 mil TCP because you can't get the 250 mil TCP, then I'll accept you in my party. The recommended TCP for a limit break is 250 mil. The ideal combat power. That's the minimum amount to get into my party. But if you for whatever reason can't get to 250 mil when you're free to play or whatever, then I'll accept you if you're 240 mil. But if you trying to apply for other people's parties because they're not as kind as I am. They're very stingy. They're somewhat quotation mark elitist. Get up to 300 mil TCP or through 350 mil TCP so that you can enter their parties. They will not take you if you're 250 mil, 240 mil, or whatever, unless it's a friend. If you're actually trying to get into their average party, again, they're not as kind as I am. They're way much more stingy and way much more picky. They want fast runs. I don't care about the length of my runs. So if you want to get into a party, like say my party, at least be 240 mil TCP. I would prefer that you're 250 mil TCP, but if you can't get there for whatever reason, and you can only get the 240 mil, you can join my party. Other people's parties, they're gonna want you at 300 mil through 350 mil. The really, really, really elite ones are gonna want you at 400 mil. So the average you need to get to is 300 to 400 mil TCP. How do I get there? Enhancing. Make sure your stuff is at least like plus 20 or plus 25 and above. Tunes. Make sure you at least have S through SS tunes. If you so happen to get to some EX tunes, cool. I have tuning information that will help you. It's on my guide. Fix up your chips. Enhance your chips. If this is your main character, fix up your chips. Overclock your chips. You need to enhance your chips. The further your chips are, the further stats you'll get. The further stronger you'll get. Grab a pet. Recommended pets. Pets that I can recommend is Lilim if you're focusing on it's Lilim, Bastet, Gomery, Astaroth. Astaroth gives Dragonish. That can be for spamming Dragon King to help you get a weapon. Gomery gives Machinery. That's if you need a machinery pet to help you with Count D-Ray to get your models. Lilim gives you Irregular. That's for Limit Break. Bastet is Wild. That's for getting your receiver. This receiver. If you need to spam it. Where do I get these pets? You can get them from the following. I believe this should be yeah, here it is somewhere. Wait, there it is. Conquest, which you need to gear up for, by the way. Conquest, you need to gear up for that. Break Challenge also gives it. Where is it? It's somewhere here. Where is it? Not this one. It's somewhere here. It was here somewhere. Where'd it go? It was here somewhere. Oh, hold up. Where'd it go? Did they remove it? It was here somewhere. There it is. You have here. Trying to see if there's anywhere else. I know you need this for pet cores. I know you need that for pet cores, including that. I think that's everywhere. Oh, Events, and the battle pass. That's the only four place. That's the only known four places if you're free to play to get pets. But you also can get them if you're free. If you're a whale, you can also get them from Pet Gacha here. You can get them from buying them off on a play, buying them off a player. But because people barely burn them, I'm gonna give you a heads up and say the price for pet bosses are going to be very expensive because they're going to try to take advantage of that fact that not many people are burning pets. So they're going to charge you very high. And if you want to know what you're in for, if you want to know what you're in for, what the fuck is that? But if you want to know what you're in for, I believe it's yeah, here it is. It's there somewhere. Yeah, prices like these. Prices like this, prices like that, which Bohihi is actually around 700 mil, 800 mil, but since no one's burning for it, they're taking advantage of it, trying to scalp you of your credits and selling that for 2 bill. But it's actually 700 to 800 mil. Bina, uh, we had that. That's a wild pet as well. Yeah, she's a wild pet as well. Uh, that's actually the average of it because she's more new alongside her, but she's also a wild pet, if I remember correctly. Yeah, she's also a wild pet. Uh, yeah, she's also a wild pet. I don't know how I remember that, but bear with me. So, yeah, pets like Pole Assassin, Lady Morta, Bina, they actually are somewhere around 1.2 bill, 1.5, 1.5 bill. They're currently this high because people don't really burn. So heads up on that one. But for stuff like Bastet, Gomery, Lilam, really are like 300, 400, 500. That's the max it should be. Should not be higher than 500 for Bastet. Bastet is kind of an old pet. So her price is usually around 300 to 500 mil. Gomery should be 150 mil to 300 mil. Lilam, they're probably going to Lilam is somewhere on the highest spectrum of the stats that Gomer give. So Lilam might be around 400 to 700 mil. So heads up on that one. Uh, Astaroth. Astaroth is for Draconish. Because, yeah, Astaroth is for Draconish. Uh, Astaroth should be around 250 to 300 mil. You might find one at 200 mil if you know a friend. You could grab that if you want to, but I don't think you really need it. But I mean, if you want to grab it, just to have all the pets, even if it's Zero Star, by all means. Gildos should be about 300 to 500, depending on who you buy from. But you know, these people are going to try to take advantage of you, so I just told you the prices here. Uh, who's the last one? Oh, Astardi. Astardi is the more advanced version of Dragonish pet. Astardi also gives Astardi also gives Dragonish. So people kind of are going to try to rip you off. So if you want to know the actual price for Astardi, Astardi is actually because people still want Astardi. Astardi is somewhere around 600 to 800, might be lower. You might find it for 500, but don't get your hopes up too high. So around 600 to 800 mil for Astardi, which she should be, because she's, yeah. And Bohihi, like I said, Bohihi should be like 700, 800, but you know, people are currently trying to take advantage of prices. So, yeah, no prices now. Yeah, that's it. Good luck with Lemon Break. Oh, before I go, Another way is your accessories and your unique. Your unique 10 out of 10. That's a good way to get up to around 250 mil so forth. So if y'all can get your hands on that, that would be great. If y'all can't, you can rock a rare 10 out of 10, but expect to have to really work to get up to 250 mil. Oh, and Abyss. Abyss will also help you. Also, don't forget to get your hands on. Don't forget to get your hands on this talisman. This is you get this from Abyss. Last thing I have to tell y'all. Don't forget to get your hands on this talisman. This talisman is yeah, this talisman is how you guys get your um you drop this on level 4 or you drop this on level 4 or 5. You drop this on level 2 or 3, I believe. You drop both of these on like level 1 or 2, I think. There's 5 levels. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay. I think that's everything. That also gives you, as you can see, that also gives you more damage inside sector. It only works inside the sector. Outside the sector, it does not work. It does not affect your TCP. Watch. See, it does not affect my TCP. See? Yeah, that does not affect your TCP. So it affects your TCP inside hub. It gives you more stats inside hub, essentially giving you more damage. Outside doesn't affect. It only works inside. That's everything. So have fun with Lemon Break.